What's up guys, in this video we're exploring Agua Caliente Park nestled in Tucson, Arizona, a prime example of an oasis in the desert. Get ready for another exciting episode of Arizona's Gold. Alright, before we get into the video, I just want to say that Agua Caliente is Grace approved. She was not with us today, but we have taken her there before, so yeah, feel free to bring your dogs, guys. I'm going to add some photos and the history about the park from the Pima County website. They had a lot more in depth, so feel free to check that out. But for the history, Agua Caliente Park, located in Tucson, Arizona, has a rich history. In the mid-1800s, the springs were used by the Army as a rest stop on their way to Fort Huachuca. The hot springs was also operated as a health spa from 1877 to 1882. Over the years, it served various purposes, including a cattle ranch. The park was eventually purchased by Pima County in 1959 and opened to the public as a regional park in 1985. And just for an overview, Agua Caliente Park is a 101-acre oasis in the desert, featuring a perennial warm spring and pond that supports a diverse mix of plants and animals. The park offers accessible paved and gravel trails, picnic areas under mature palm and mesquite trees, and interpretive signs explaining the geology and history of the area. It's a popular spot for hiking, picnicking, birdwatching, and enjoying the natural beauty of the Southwest. So this was us pulling in, and I just want to say that there's a lot of information about the park on Pima County's website, so I'm going to try and leave the links to those in the description. So yeah, you just leave the parking lot and you head right in. That day was really windy and cold, but it was fun nonetheless. It looked really nice out there. It's just really beautiful. You can see in the center they have a grass area. I think it's normally green, but I guess for the winter, you know, they're not too concerned about that. But yeah, you can take your dogs here. They do have some rules, so I feel like every park does, but they have grills all over. Yes, they have restrooms. They have the main lake, and then you take a little trail and it takes you to about, I think, 2 or 3 other bodies of water. And then they also even had a dried out one, so I don't know what the deal with that was, whether they're going to fill it up again or it's just going to stay like that. I'm not sure. You'll see later in the video. And they also had a fire, I think it was a year ago, over where we're heading to. You'll be able to see some of the burned palm trees, so there was damage, so they did have to restore that. I'm going to throw up a map right here because the map can explain it better than I can. This was from Pima County website, so feel free to check this out, pause, and refer to that so you guys can get a better idea where we walk through the video and just the layout of the park. And like I mentioned earlier, you can see some of the trees are burned from that previous fire. And when it comes to this side, you can only walk partially. You can't finish the whole circle, but if you go to the other side, that's where the whole trail is. And it's nice to have these signs lying around. Unfortunately, I didn't get it in the whole shot, so I'm gonna try and work on that for the next video. Now, some parts I do fast forward, but it was really nice out and this place is really beautiful, so I thought I'd leave a lot of it just regular speed, and I'm gonna have the chapters for the videos so people can just fast forward. And right here is where you pull in, so just so you can get an idea about where everything's located. Yeah, this is what I did earlier. For some reason, I thought I was getting the whole sign in there, but apparently not. But it was talking about the fish there, and you're not allowed to fish here, but that's why some of the fish get really big. I've been there before, and I've seen some that look pretty good size, if I remember correctly. Now, this part's really cool. They have this little island, and I believe in the original property owners that were here, they had a little island with a little bridge, and so this has all been redone, I believe, quite recently, at least in '85 when they opened it as the county park. If I, like I say this a lot, if I remember correctly, because I don't want to say anything that's not true. But yeah, it's really nice here. They got some benches you can sit on, and I think you can actually have weddings here, and it's just a really nice vibe, really beautiful, and it's cool to feel kind of like you're on an island. So this sign here is going to talk about the species of birds they have here. If you go on the county website, they're also going to have a brochure, I believe, that also mentions all the birds and in better quality than my half-filmed sign there. And this is one of the few buildings on the property. I know this, I believe, had a visitor center museum type thing going on. You're going to have to check the hours for that. I wasn't open that day, if I recall correctly. And I think birding is a big thing at this park because I also remember seeing a poster talking about it. And they also have a birding trail as well, you'll see later in the video. So this tree is over 200 years old, and you can read more about it on the sign, but they've been seeming to try and keep it up and preserve it, definitely because it's an older tree. And here's a sign talking about the bridge. It can give you a little more information on that. And this building over here is going to be the Rose Cottage Education Center. Now, this is the beginning of that trail I was talking about, and most of it's paved. There's slight dirt, but it's nothing crazy at all. For the birding trail, it takes off to the side, so you could also take that and then still end up at the ponds, or you could just stay on this paved path and get to the ponds as well. And this sign's talking about Fuller's Orchard, and I know I'm not getting the whole sign close up, but I think they probably have something about it on the Pima County website. And here's going to be that birding trail I was talking about. And here you're getting to one of the first ponds that I was talking about. They also have a pond on the other side, and you can walk between them, so that's really cool as well. And it's cool they had a sign about the bats there. I wasn't even thinking about bats being in the area. And it's really neat, so you could walk between or you could do the walk around as well. And here you get off the paved path back to dirt, and there's another pond going over here. I checked the map and I think this part still counts as the third pond, but it doesn't have water in it, so I think it's still this side and the other side with water I think is technically the third pond, but I'm not completely sure. But anyways, guys, I'm going to call the video there. I want to thank you guys for watching. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for all my subscribers, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Arizona's Gold.